This is Adam Gorney, Rivals.com, here with Clemson coach Dabo Swinney. Relaxing signing day for you. December's pretty much it for you now, huh?
Yeah. I mean, and to me, that's just another, reason why I was always for another signing date, because kids have been committed for so long, and obviously they don't have to sign, but they all want to sign and get that process over. And so, we signed our class. We signed 19 guys, and so today's kind of been more like a big junior launch day for us. Really spending the day talking to some of our top juniors and really just moving on to the next class, turning the page. But we got a great group, really excited about it. 10 different states represented in this class, and really hit on all of our needs. Signed 12 offensive guys, and this is probably our fewest defensive group in a while. So Coach Venables was very charitable to the offense this year and giving up a few spots. But no, we're excited about this group. Both good group of guys in the trenches. We signed a big time linebacker, a few really good DB guys, 3 wideouts, a couple quarterbacks, a couple running backs, great tight end. So feel like we hit all of our needs.
How has recruiting been for you during the 2021 cycle, though? Because you're especially like a guy who wants them on campus, wants to get a real feel for them, and that has been impossible. Has it been more of a challenge, or has it been just okay?
Well, it's been okay for us. I mean, I think we were very fortunate because a lot of our guys, because just like this, we got a head start on a lot of those juniors, and we were able to have a couple of junior days before everything hit last spring. We were kind of down the road on guys, and we weren't going to sign. We signed 19, so it's not like we were signing a huge class. But we had several guys committed, prior to everything hitting, and we were pretty much locked in and knew where we stood. And so the big thing, the disappointing thing, is not being able to have guys on campus. They couldn't come to this, to camps. We couldn't have our cookout in the summer. We just some of those things that are really important, official visits and so forth. But we had a lot of relationships in place, continuity of our staff. We've been together a long time. So, I think that we probably were not as impacted as maybe some other teams. So that was a good thing, but definitely an adjustment. It was really strange. We signed a couple of guys that I've never met in person. Makuba, he'd been wanting to commit since the summer, but I wouldn't let him just because I'd never met him and he hadn't met me and he hadn't been to Clemson. And although we talked all the time like this, and, I just wanted him to, and then once I realized, they're just not going to open it up, I was like, well, it's just the way it's going to have to be. This is going to have to just be a quarantine commitment, I guess. And I'll meet you when you get to Clemson in January. And that's exactly what happened. So kind of crazy. Even our quarterback, Bubba Chandler, I have yet to meet him in person. Now he's been at Clemson. He's been on campus here, but I've never met him because we didn't really start recruiting him until last spring, kind of when all this stuff was hitting. So it's crazy. But he and then Nate Wiggins was another one because he had been committed to LSU and kind of his situation changed. And, we were kind of late there. And so 3 guys never met him. So it was very different. But again, we made the best of it and signed a great class.
Let's talk about Tristan Lee a little bit. Maybe holding your breath on him a little bit. Other schools were definitely involved late. How did you swing him, and how did you get the 5-star offensive tackle?
Yeah, we just kind of let him go through his process. We were kind of always in it. He came in on a junior day last January, I believe. He was one of the guys, might have been February, but I think it was January when he came in here, with his mom. And they had an awesome visit. So I knew we were in it, but he just wanted to go through the process. And so Robbie Caldwell and our staff did an awesome job of just kind of just staying in touch. I went up there to his school in January, and we just kind of hung in there with him, and he just kept going through the process. And I think when it got serious at the end, he we were kind of, he knew he liked us, but I think he was really kind of, excited about the process that he was going through. But then when it really got serious. I think he's kind of circled back to Clemson, and we were kind of right here. And when it became decision time, this was the best thing for him. And so, he told me in December that he was coming. So I was, we were super excited. I mean, he's about as, good a tackle prospect as you're going to sign out of high school. So, we have, big plans and high hopes for him, but, really, but to answer your question, we just kind of just stayed consistent and just continue to hang in there with him.
Will Shipley, how excited are you to figure out ways to get the ball in his hands everywhere you can?
Yeah, he's unique. That's for sure. He is dynamic and a lot of fun. It's actually been fun hearing kind of the buzz from some of our guys because he's a mid-year. He's already here, and those guys out there working out and doing things, and you just kind of hear a little buzz. Guys are like, because these guys, they keep up with recruiting a little bit, but they don't really know. They'll look, and sometimes you watch tape, and yeah, he's pretty good, but then you get to see certain things up in person, and it's been kind of fun because I've had some of the older guys go, "Man, coach, this guy's pretty good," and I'm like, "Well, that's what we try to sign guys that are good." But he's going to be a fun one. He's obviously incredibly gifted and can do so many things. Biggest thing, I mean, he's fast. People don't realize how fast he is. He's powerful. He's a route runner. He can catch the football. I mean, he's really, really a complete player, a very complete player at this stage of his career. And so it's fun to get a guy like that has this great foundation. Travis Etienne was just the opposite.
Yeah.
Raw, played in a option type of deal. I don't think he'd ever caught a pass. He certainly had never pass protected. So, but you just had all this stuff. And so, it's exciting. That as well. But then you get a guy that's just got this really, really good football foundation coming in. Man, we're going to have fun with him. And then you get a chance, like for Spiller, who's the most dynamic guy I've coached, for him to have a chance to coach Shipley, I think will be a pretty cool thing.
Last guy is Barrett Carter. And I don't want to make the Isaiah Simmons comparison because that's a tough one, but he's a pretty good player, huh?
Yeah, he is. And just like Shipley, can do so many things.
Yeah.
Pretty good offensive player too, but he can just do so many things. And everybody kind of wants to, put him in a box and say, oh, he's a linebacker. And we never said he's a linebacker. We just see him as a guy that could play. I mean, he's fast. He's fast enough to play safety. He's athletic enough. He's certainly physical enough and big enough to play in the box. But he's dynamic to go play that Isaiah Simmons hybrid position too. So that he just brings a lot of versatility to the defense. And in today's, offensive football and spread and all these different things, everybody's looking for guys like Barrett Carter. I mean, you just don't find many guys like that, that is very unique and gifted with a skill set to do a lot of things. And Isaiah was that way. Isaiah was a big old gangly safety, and we just kind of figured him out as we went. And Barrett is, I think, further ahead as a football player at this stage than Isaiah. Hopefully he will develop like Isaiah, but he's definitely, a little bit ahead of him coming out of high school.
Really appreciate it, Dabo. Until next signing day, we're going to lock you back in, okay?
All right, man. I appreciate it. All the best to you.